Part 2. Before Beverly could knock, Miss Viola opened the door. "So you decided to come? I knew you would. Come here and give me a big hug," said Miss Viola. Beverly ran to Miss Viola, who smiled and hugged her for a long time. Beverly was so glad that she had taken a chance to come to see her. Every time Beverly came to see Miss Viola, she looked exactly the same. Beverly knew she was an older woman, but to her she appeared as though she never aged. She had a lot of energy, and she walked quickly. She may have reached her 80s, but she laughed like she was in her 20s. Miss Viola was no old woman. She was an elderly lady who smiled whether the sun was shining or the rain was falling. A stranger would never have guessed the amount of rainy days and storms this smiling lady weathered over the years. Miss Viola always got up early. She always wore sleeveless dresses, even though she rarely left her home. Like Beverly, Miss Viola loved the sun on her shoulders. She had a lot to do to take care of her house, but somehow she never messed up her dress. She lived and took care of her younger sister Lee, who was sick and bedridden. She slept in a room at the back of the house, and Beverly only saw her on one occasion. Lee was blind and didn't speak much. Beverly felt sad for her, but didn't know what to say, so she never asked to see her again. She acted as though she didn't exist, and Miss Viola understood. Every now and then Miss Viola would leave their conversation to take food to Lee. She would pause and wait for her to come back, and they would continue to converse as though she never left. The house had wooden floors and wooden doors. It seemed as though all the furniture was made of wood, including the armoire, dining room table, and even the bedposts. Beverly enjoyed looking at all that wood, sturdy and long-lasting, and so close to nature. She felt the warmth of her home, and she really loved talking to Miss Viola. "I planned on calling you last night, but I didn't get a chance after dinner," said Beverly. "You're always welcome here, remember that," said Miss Viola. "School is out, so we came to visit again," said Beverly. "Oh, how you have grown! How old are you now? 16?" she said with a smile. "I'm practically 13. I'll turn 13 in October after school starts. How quickly time passes. I can't believe it's been a year since I've seen you. So you found your way here, I see. Come in. Would you like something to eat or drink?" "Yes, please. Actually, I would like something to drink. I ran most of the way." "Sure, I'll pour us 2 cups of fruit punch, your favorite." Beverly followed Miss Viola onto the porch to sit. She noticed Miss Viola's wooden rocking chair. The cushion in it was worn. The design on it was faded. Miss Viola sat in it almost all day long for years. Beverly sat in the smaller wooden rocking chair next to Miss Viola. They both looked at each other, smiled, and took a sip of fruit punch at the same time. There was an awkward moment of silence. They had so much to talk about, but didn't know where to begin. Miss Viola broke the silence. "I can't tell you how happy I am to see you, Beverly. As soon as we arrived yesterday, I couldn't wait to come to visit you." Then came the moment they both were waiting for. "So tell me, how are you?" she said with a slight tremor in her voice. "I finished the treatments the doctors gave me at the hospital, and I don't feel weak anymore," she said. "I'm so happy. You're such a strong girl," she answered as she leaned forward. Miss Viola held Beverly's hands, and while looking into her eyes said, "Well, I have something to give you to get rid of that lump once and for all," said Miss Viola. "You do?" said Beverly. "Wait here and close your eyes," Miss Viola said in a deep voice. Miss Viola got up and walked into the bathroom. Miss Viola slowly closed the bathroom door. Miss Viola turned the water on. She washed her hands and said a prayer asking God to heal Beverly. Then she reached into the medicine cabinet and slowly rubbed Vaseline on her hands. She walked out smiling, looking at Beverly waiting anxiously with her eyes closed. Miss Viola straightened her smile and gently rubbed the lump on the back of her neck, whispering words Beverly couldn't quite hear. "Open your eyes," she said as she clapped her hands together near Beverly's ears. Miss Viola ran back into the bathroom and slammed the bathroom door. Beverly could hear her chanting, but she couldn't tell what she was saying. Miss Viola took a large scoop of Vaseline and put it into a small jar with a lid. She used tweezers to poke two holes on the lid. She closed the lid and returned to Beverly. "For 7 consecutive nights you need to rub the lump with this mixture, and on the morning of the 8th day the lump will be gone forever," Miss Viola said, as though she was in a trance. Beverly stood up, locking her eyes with Miss Viola. She took the jar from her and held it close to her chest as though she was holding something sacred. "You must never tell anyone about the mixture," Miss Viola said with authority. "I promise I won't tell anyone. Thank you for healing me," she said. "You're going to grow into an old woman just like me," she prophesied. "I know now that I will," said Beverly. "Go back now before your family wakes up," said Miss Viola. Beverly reached up to kiss Miss Viola and skipped one of the steps on the porch and headed down the dirt path to go home. Miss Viola waved to Beverly as she watched her disappear into the woods, smiling.